Hey there, mamas. This is Lee with Creative Tea Time Mom, and I want to pop on here today and do a follow-up video to the first video, which is entitled Our Foster Parenting Journey, and it has a couple dates on it. I will link that video down in the description box below, and if you haven't seen it, go check that one out first, because it gives kind of it gives the background of what we've been dealing with for the first 4 years of our foster parenting. And it's now the middle of November, and that video was made in September of 2014. After I made that video, and we were really at a point where we were just kind of in a holding pattern at the end of that video. After I made that video, I had to go to a training class. So for our license, we have to do, I think it's 9 hours of continuing education every year. So I was going to get it done. Our license isn't due until the spring, but I wanted to kind of just start investing in that quicker this year, because usually I'm at the last minute. So in September, I signed up for a 2-week class that was on life books, and I would love to do a video on that as well, because I felt like I learned so much in that 2 weeks, and it was probably one of the better foster parenting classes I've taken. But that was Tuesday nights. It was the last Tuesday of September and the first Tuesday of October, and it just so happened that one of the presenters or the facilitators of that class happened to be our adoption worker who did our home study. So she was there, and we started talking the first week, and she said, you know, you guys are really close to finalizing. You really are. I keep hearing your name in meetings like it's coming, and I don't bank on that anytime that anybody says anything like that, because we were supposed to have a really quick adoption. We had a parent with history, a parent that didn't progress. You know, we had our foster son he was 3, and nothing had happened. Really, very few things had happened. So I felt like, even though she was saying, you can't pee in this one, Lovey. Even though she was saying that we were close to the end, I didn't really put a lot of stock in it. And I thought, yeah, what's that mean, like 6 months? So I took that 2-week class, and she kept saying, you know, just encouraging me, saying it's coming, but it's coming. So I thought, okay, whatever. That was the first week of October. He's mad because he can't be on the video. And so the following week was Noah's birthday, that coming weekend, and that Thursday I got a phone call from her saying, you are really at the end, let's set a date. You could have November 17th or you could have November 24th. And I swear my jaw hit the floor, because it was like, hurry, wait. You know, you have a month. And I just was in complete shock, because there was no way that we were really moving forward with this. You know, you're in a holding pattern for so long. It was just it was crazy. I didn't even know what to say. It was killing me, because my husband wasn't somewhere where I could tell him. And I didn't want to tell anybody before I could tell him. So I couldn't tell anybody until I saw him that evening. There's just not even, you can't even describe when you get that phone call, because it's like, oh my gosh, we have a deadline. We finally have a deadline. So that was crazy. We had all this paperwork we had to fill out. All of a sudden we had to update our home study. We had been in this process for so long that our home study had lapsed. We had to update it, get our TB test updated, get our references updated. And so all of a sudden they needed all this paperwork. We had like 3 meetings. We had to meet with our county worker, our adoption worker. We had to meet with our adoption worker again for our home study. She wanted to meet with the kids again to update their part of the home study. It was crazy. Within 4 weeks, we had all this paperwork we had to do, get TB tests, and did like 3 or 4 meetings. It was kind of a whirlwind. So we just kind of said, okay, we're going to do this. This is really happening. And I still don't think, 6 weeks, whatever later, I'm still in shock. I guess it's been a month since that first phone call. I'm still completely in shock that it all of a sudden, slam bam, took off. And so as soon as I could, I sent an email to our family and said, save the date, and you're coming to visit us, and this is why, and this is what's going to happen. So that was like the last month, from like the end of September to the middle of November. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll talk to you later, mamas.